Hey, Fishlottie with Fishy Review here. Today I've got the Tidal 55 filter I'd like to do an unboxing on. I've never owned one before and I really would like to see what's in the box and see what makes it tick. I've read the outside of the box and I'm really interested to put this thing together and put it to use on one of the new tanks I'm setting up today. So stay tuned for more. Okay, so here we have the box. And this is a Tidal 55, as I've said. It's for aquariums, it says up to 55 gallons, which I'm going to put it on a 55-gallon tank. And there's a manual that came with it, of course. And here we have the filter in the box. Get it out. We'll set the box aside. Goodbye, box. Probably need that later. Okay. Got this cord thing. We can untie the cord later. And here we have, the lid has a floaty thing in it. So I was looking at the box. This is a filter cleaning indicator. So it floats. The more the water backs up in the tank, the more this is going to float up. If this is sticking up, that's telling you to clean the filter out. There's, I think there's something here we'll see next. Got some media in here. This is the Tidal. Ooh, dust again. This happened last time. Open this over here. This is the Tidal media. It's in a little bag. It's got a zipper on it, which is nice if you want to get in there and change it. It's a nice bag that comes with it. You could probably use this bag for years, even if the filter was long gone. So here's the media. This is biological media. We'll set that aside. It's messy. It's not good for the black table. Okay, the whole filter's covered in the dust from being shipped. So down inside the filter, I see we have a foam filter pad, real coarse foam. That's nice. And then when it's dirty, you can just clean this out. This filter does not have replaceable, this is replaceable, of course, but this filter doesn't have the kind of filter pads that you have to go buy every month like my other filters do. So you just can take this sponge and rinse it out at the sink. I'm sure you should really rinse it out in a bucket of dechlorinated water is the best. I usually just do it at the sink. So squeeze that out when it's dirty, and then you can be ready to go again. So that's really a nice feature. That's what I like about my canister filters, is there's not stuff I have to replace. Next thing we have here is this little dial. So this dial, it says, is to regulate the amount of flow in the filter. So if you've got it on a smaller tank or you want to slow the flow down, you could even do it every time you feed the fish, but you have to remember to turn it back up, and that doesn't work for me. I can't remember to turn up a dial after I walk away from feeding the fish. It would just get left on low all the time, so I'm not going to go there, but you could if you're a little more on the ball than me. The next thing we have here is on this filter that's really a cool feature, I think, is that the motor is internal to the tank. You can take the cover off of that. And we've got a place there. There's also a flow control on this one. There's a knob. You can see it there. And it flips a little lever inside that you can just barely see moving. See, and that will control how much water is going in. You can shut it completely off so that it does not bring any water in through the tube. And it would all come in through this surface skimmer here, where it can take the top of your tank water and bring it in here. Okay, now inside here we have, never done this before. Okay, there's the cord. That's how that works. So the cord dips down in the tank where the motor is. And then we have this little box that came with it, which I almost didn't see. And it shows what to do with that. Got some parts here. Okay, there's a lot of little parts. I've never put this together before. So we take this little guy here with a little O-ring that has to be in it, and we put it into this here. This is it says leveling dial. Okay, this is a heater holder. I don't know what kind of heater this holds. Oh, and then of course the intake tube comes with it too. And we put that together like this, and it will go up and down depending on where you need it. That's the deep tank it's going in. I'll extend it all the way. Okay, and then you put this leveling dial in here in the bottom like this. It snaps in. I've already snapped it in, and it doesn't want to come out real easy, so we're gonna leave it like that. A little O-ring, I guess, is just to hold this up against the tank. So Once you have this on your tank, you can make sure the filter stays nice and level by adjusting that so it's not tipped on your tank. So you got to take this intake tube and put it on the bottom here. It just pushes on. Put that on here, and that was over the little motor like this. There's a minimum water level too that I see, so you don't want the water level in the tank to drop below this level or you could damage the pump. So take that back off. Now, when you want to get into this little motor, this little impeller here, and clean it, you gotta take the cord loose. The cord's kind of holding it in place, and then it just pops out, okay? And then there's some little tabs here on this, if you can see those. Just kind of raise up on one of those, it'll come off, and inside you'll find the impeller. It's a little bitty guy on this one, it's amazing. So I guess because it's in the tank, I don't know, it's so small, it's kind of cute. So that's the impeller. It's going to keep that magnet clean at all times, and you want to clean down in here with a really tiny brush perhaps, which of course doesn't come with, but if that was gunky in there, that would be bad. So we put this back in here and that on there. We'll snap this cover back on, okay? And we'll put this back in here. It lines up on the little tube, and put the power cord back the way it was, just like that. And we'll put this cover back on. Get everything all happy in there. And then this will snap into place. Okay, and that'll hold that pump on all the way. Once we got that put back together the right way. Okay, now, that's pretty much it. I have to rinse out the media that came with it. It's really dusty. And I don't have any carbon, but if you had carbon, you could put the carbon in here as well. The carbon would go first on top of that sponge that's down in there. And then the media, the matrix media, would go on top of that. So I'm gonna go rinse that out and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Can't tell, can you? No, rinse this out, it's all wet now. So we got rid of the dust, except for the dust that's all over my table. And we just put that in there like that. Get it down in there, that's really all you gotta do, okay. And I'll put it on the tank now. Hey, one more thing before I put this filter over on the tank. If you could subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, I would be great. I would love that, really help me out. And if you could leave a like for this video, that'd be great too. And if you want to leave a comment to say whether you've had this filter before, or if you like it, don't like it, things that were problems with it, or things that maybe people would want to know later, other people that read the comments, they might like that. So that would really help too. So appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, here it is on the tank, and I discovered something. This is what happens when you've never used a filter before. There's this, this basket actually comes out, the white basket. So you slide this blue thing back, and this white basket, it's just a little bit wonky at first. It lifts out. You could take this over to the sink and do whatever with it. So we lower that back in, and we slide this little blue slide to lock it in there. I was wondering what that was for. That makes sense. So put the lid on it. Now, this filter says it's self-priming. I'm used to my filters where I got to pour a cup of water in there. So we will take and plug this in like so. I'm going to do this a little bit weird. There it goes. It goes. It's gonna self-prime. Let's watch this self-priming. I'm excited. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Gosh, I've never had a filter like this that had the pump down inside the tank. I know there's other brands that do that, but that's the first for me. So that's really easy. Wow. That's even good if the power goes out. It's a lot less likely to get stuck. Gosh, this is cool so far. You can see this tank needs it. I just put this nasty sponge filter in here yesterday. And I didn't really rinse it out first. But see, look, here goes the stuff flying off the bottom from that filter, moving things around. And this is a 55-gallon tank. We're going to set this tank up with some new project. And I don't even have a background on it yet, but you can see the cord and everything that way. But look at all the junk flying through the water. Can you see that on the camera? You can a little bit. Cool. Lots of flow there. Oh, let's make sure this is turned up all the way. That's a good point. Let's see. Let's turn this up. Okay, that's down. You can see the water level drops and then it rises. And how did I leave the bottom part? I didn't even pay attention. Good point. That is a good thing to be checking for. I need to know which way that's supposed to be. Pull this off. Okay. All right. With the lever over to the left, that's shut off. Over to the right is open. Probably like your car is with the air conditioning vent. Probably the same deal. And the same holds true for the wheel on the top. All the way left is closed and all the way right is slower and all the way right is faster. So I'm gonna keep it all the way right. Here's something I want to do when I'm talking about products from now on too, is try to get an idea how much electricity this is going to use over time. Here's a little meter called a kilowatt. I've had this for many years, so there's probably a newer version of this out. Mine's pretty old. And this will let you measure the number of watts that the device is using, and you can calculate what it'll cost you. Now this is using 5 watts. Try to keep the glare off that. So it's 5 watts to run this Tidal filter, and we can figure out how many kilowatt hours. You could let this run for 24 hours if you want to make it like really easy on yourself, and it will keep a running toll of how many kilowatt hours it has used in a day. But if you just know the watts, 5 watts for 24 hours, you can calculate that. Do a quick calculation here. This filter uses 5 watts of electricity, uses it 24 hours a day. So that is 120 watt hours in a day, okay? But divide that by 1,000 to get kilowatt hours. You have 0.12 kilowatt hours per day. There are 365 days in a year. Okay, that is 43.8 kilowatt hours per year. My electricity here is kind of expensive. I have about 17 cents a kilowatt hour. So if I calculate that, then this filter would cost me, you know, about $7.45 a year to run, give or take. So that's not too bad for a filter to run all year long. All right, there it is in action. Looks good so far. We'll let it run for a while. Seems like a really easy filter to put on your tank. I like it. I'm excited to see how well it works. So, hey, thanks for watching. Remember, if you can subscribe, that would really help me. If you hit the like button, that would help a lot. Leave me some comments. And this is Fishy here with Fishy Review signing off. Remember, have fun. Thanks.